Yeah, Steve is here. I'm just watching Matitz. He's also here. Yes, welcome, Matitz. Wait a minute so that I can unmute you. Yes, you're here, hopefully.
Hey there, everybody. What's going on?
But now you're gonna be able to see him as well. Yes, now he is on the stream. Welcome to the stream. This is a surprise stream. Actually, wasn't planning on doing it, but I was like, you know what? We have to talk about movies in general before 2020 ends. And who else to be here with me than Matitz, who is probably the only person besides me that knows and loves movies as much as I do. So that's why he's here.
I would kind of say more.
Okay, yeah,
So,
you can say more. Yeah, sure,
yeah,
sure.
so,
Yeah, that's why we are here. Happy New Year, by the way, even though it's not the Happy New Year yet. We are like one day, yeah, no, 2 days, one day
it's
away.
30th. Yeah.
One day away from being in 2021 where everything's gonna be amazing from the
Mhm.
start.
Starting January 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And Rona is gonna be over. Theaters are gonna be open. We're gonna go back to work because that's how it works.
Hmm.
And yeah, we are here to talk about movies of 2020, movie business in general. What happened in 2020? A lot of stuff happened. If you have, of course, any questions, leave it in the chat. We're gonna gladly answer them. But yeah, let's go with what we're gonna go with. I don't even know.
I,
Tell
I,
me.
I I also don't know what we're doing
Yeah.
today. Or what is this?
This is just like two guys talking about dumb shit. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
what would you say has happened with movies in 2020?
Oh, we're gonna get that far.
Yeah, we're gonna
Um,
go big or go home, even though we are both home because we are not allowed to go anywhere. So
yeah. Well, if you maybe, I'm gonna plug myself a little bit right now. Uh,
do
not
that.
in a weird way. I mean, just like my videos. Uh, like if you watched my best and worst of the year videos, you can see that there was an overwhelming majority of bad movies this year, and that's why that's I would say like overall this year was full of really bad movies, and there were some good movies also. So yeah, I was kind of struggling though doing both of my lists. So yeah, it's unfortunate thing what happened with filmmaking this year, but we're gonna reassemble. We're gonna rise back up from the ashes, and we're gonna get some great movies in the future, starting with January 1st.
Yeah,
Like
of
we
course,
said.
of course. Yeah, hopefully we're not gonna rise up like Dark Phoenix or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, in general, 2020 for movies wasn't the best year. Like Matit said, I also can plug myself on my channel. I did best movies and underrated movies, worst movies videos is coming out tomorrow. But yeah, it was actually very, very hard to pick movies that were actually good that I watched from from enjoyment, not just because I was like, you know what, it's a new movie, I'm gonna watch it. It's probably gonna be shite. But in general, movie business is in shambles. I would say theaters are not open. It doesn't look they're gonna be open anytime soon. With what big studios are doing, it looks like we are gonna get major blockbusters just on streaming. So that's not the best thing, especially with
Hmm.
what like Warner Brothers did recently.
Oh yeah.
I think we both can agree that that is gonna damage movie business in general. But yeah, I mean, what can we do? Hopefully, we're gonna get a better year, better movies, more movies.
Hmm.
Just because, even though, yeah, there was quite a few movies, there was not as many movies as they would have been if Rona wasn't here.
Yeah.
So yeah. Are you going to do the best series of 2020? SH asks. We already did, both of
Oh
us.
yeah. Hmm.
So you can check on my channel and on Matit's channel. There's everything's there. But I'm gonna ask you a question, Matit.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
What was a movie that got postponed that you were the most excited for?
No Time to Die every day. Uh, I've been like just saying this for so long now. I'm a humongous James Bond fan, and I just wanted to see that movie so badly. And I was hurt. I was broken when it first happened, and then it happened again. So there were like two times already that I could have seen this movie, but nope.
Yeah, and Netflix
So
was really close to buying the movie.
mhm,
They offered, I think, 250 million for it,
I think it was something like that. Yeah.
and MGM was like, "No, we are not gonna do that," or whoever is the
Yeah, it's
distributor.
MGM or Universal, I think,
Yeah,
that has
something
the
like that.
ownership now.
If I mean, I know you're a huge fan of James Bond,
Hmm.
and I assume that's gonna be your answer. And I'm excited for James Bond. What is it called? No Time to Die as well.
My
Um,
God, such disrespect. Oh
well, that's the
no.
problem when you get a movie that's been postponed like 50 times that you're like,
Yeah.
what's the title? But I would say my pick would be Top Gun Maverick.
Mm.
I'm just like, they postponed it first to 25th of December, and I was like, that's gonna be the best Christmas gift
Yeah.
ever. And then we got what we've got, nothing. Well, we got
Oh,
Soul and
hey.
Wonder Woman
Yeah.
1984,
So.
but we know that the opinions on that is very divisive. I think
No.
on both movies, we are kind of
Oh, I
like,
don't know. Yeah. Oh, our opinions.
yeah,
Yeah.
our
I
opinion
would say.
is
Yeah. I
quite
thought you meant
different
overall.
from what the majority of people think. We
Hmm.
both love Wonder Woman 1984, and we
Yeah.
were both on Soul like, it's okay.
Yeah. We were like on that level of yeah. It's a good movie. This Soul, but like that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's a lot of like other movies, of course, Black Widow, Eternals, all the Marvel movies that has been postponed. But Marvel is coming out very soon with Marvel's Legends, like on 8th of January. We are getting 2 episodes of like a prequel to WandaVision thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's gonna be. What do you think it's gonna be?
I think it's gonna be a prequel to WandaVision.
Wow. Well, what do you think it's gonna be
I
in it? Well,
I
a
I
prequel to WandaVision, yeah, no.
I don't really know if it's an acted thing or if it's just like a little like I don't know. That's gonna be a metaphor, like a little spread of butter to know what to expect in WandaVision. Like, is it gonna be just a narration, or I don't know how long is it gonna be? I have no idea. But
What
sure.
would you like it to be? Like an episode of just showing us how Wanda and Vision come to be where they are in WandaVision, or just like, I don't know,
I don't know because if it's just like an acted thing, there, why isn't why isn't it just
part of
WandaVision?
WandaVision, yeah.
Yeah, I think that may it could be like some behind the scenes thing to kind of like let you know how they were like preparing like some featurette thing. But
I
I,
mean,
I,
from
I
what I read, it's gonna be like an explanation of how they got where they are.
oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's gonna be acted or, like you said, maybe a narration and then a montage of footage of I don't know what.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited. Whatever it is, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna do a reaction for it. So
Yeah,
that's
for
it.
sure.
But yeah, it's coming very soon. So I'm excited to get something that is not just a random dumb VOD movie that nobody is gonna watch ever, but we did for our sake. I don't know why.
Yeah, yeah.
But what would you say now that we know that pretty much we saw every single movie in 2020 that we could see? Because there's a
Hmm.
lot of movies that we are not able to see because it's not being released on VOD. I mean, a lot of Oscar movies are being released in January and February, like I don't know, Pieces of Woman, The Father, Night in Miami. Was that movie? One Night in
Hmm.
Miami, something like
One
that. A
Night
lot
in
of
Miami.
Oscar potential movies are not being released until I don't know February. But from all the movies that we've seen in 2020, what would you say is the biggest disappointment? that you were like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this movie, but at the end of the day was like, eh.
The biggest disappointment. You know what? I didn't think about that.
Well, think now.
Uh, I'm gonna let you go first, and I'm gonna start seeing my list and like find a
I mean, in
disappointing
my
movie out there.
recent memory, I know this is gonna piss a lot of people, but I would say Soul. And
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad movie because it's not. It's a great movie, but it's just great, and that's it. It didn't emotionally hit me at all on any level. I mean, it was beautiful. The story was beautiful. Animation is out of this world. Probably the most technically like perfected Pixar movie so far. They are like improving the animation every single year with every movie. But like, what's the YouTuber you showed me? Flickpick
Oh, yeah.
said on his stream, he was like, you've got Up and you've got Toy Story, like a movie about toys coming to life. You've got Inside Out, where where you've got people being inside of other people, deciding what
Oh,
the. Well, that sounded weird. Like personality traits were,
yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. You
Mhm.
just have a dirty mind. But now we have like a jazz musician who dies. Well, he doesn't die, and or does he? I don't know.
Uh, but you have to go with a movie that you didn't actually like. Which one was
Okay,
disappointing?
then let me check my.
Yeah, there were so many bad movies, but like
Yeah,
I
but
didn't really think about like
ooh,
what.
ooh, I know. It's like at the beginning of my list, Birds of
Oh,
Prey.
oh, okay.
I hated that movie. I mean, there are things that I'm like, oh my god, that's so awesome. Like Ewan McGregor as Black Mask,
No.
awesome. But everything else, I felt like I'm watching the most pretentious movie in the world.
Oh,
I
oh,
mean,
okay.
I rewatched it recently and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like it even more now for the second time. And when you've got, I'm a huge fan of DC Comics, and when you finally put characters that I love into a movie, live action thingy, I'm like, yes, Victor Zez, you've got R rating, you're gonna go full in. Well, great. He first of all, he doesn't look like anything like Victor Zez. He doesn't look menacing. The things that he does in a movie that's R-rated are not even shown. I was like, you're gonna tell me you've got an R rating, you can do pretty much anything with R rating, and then you're not gonna like show us how he peels off faces.
Hmm.
I mean, what the actual heck? Because if you ask me, Birds of Prey could easily be a PG-13 movie, and I would be
Hmm.
like, okay, they went with PG. Okay, I don't mind it. I mean, there's nothing there to for me to be like upset if they're not showing it because the rating is like that. But yeah, Birds of Prey would be like the biggest disappointment of 2020.
I overall enjoyed that one. It didn't like I never went back and rewatched it, so there's that. I'm gonna go with The Rental as being a
Oh,
disappointing movie
okay.
because I was very hyped for that because I was hearing some good buzz from it, and I'm a huge fan of this genre of these small thrillers, and I am big fan when like an actor decides to direct a movie. So Dave Franco directed this one, and like from the looks of the trailer, I was like, okay, this looks like it's going to be like very small thriller, but it's going to be like really good, and I love the cinematography of the movie is absolutely fantastic. It looks great. It's so well shot. So the movie looks very nice. It has a really slick look to it, and it sounds really nice. But it just ended up being a very like traditional by the numbers thriller, and I don't mean it in a good way. Like if the movie's by the numbers, like the movie Disturbia that I showed you this year,
Yeah.
like that works. Like that's a very simple movie that was just very well made. But the choices that the rental makes are just kind of like, whoa, like this is actually really bad in my opinion. So I was really disappointed with this one.
And the thing with Rental is they had everything going for that movie. The trailers were okay. The poster is amazing, but at the
Mm,
end of the day, doesn't have anything to do with the movie.
Yeah.
So even the poster at the end of the day is kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
Then the movie is like you said, by the numbers. It all of a sudden becomes a slasher movie that was kind of like, well, yeah, okay. We see that in every other horror movie. I did like the direction, and like I said, cinematography was really good, but everything else, yeah,
There
not,
was no suspense, yeah. I didn't
yeah,
feel any
nothing
suspense
there.
because everything was happening so quickly towards the end, and I just couldn't start caring about the events because it was going so quickly. It didn't give me anything to latch on, to feel nervous about. It was just like, okay, so the killer is going through, just through this place killing people. Wow, great.
Good job, yeah.
Yeah.
So as I say, I like Birds of Prey. I think Margot Robbie's character being so likable saved it. Yeah, I could agree with that. I think Margot Robbie is like the perfect choice for Harley Quinn. And at the end of the day, I didn't mind the characters in the movie. I didn't like the story
Oh yeah.
of the movie. But if you have any like biggest disappointments, leave it in the chat. We would really like to know what is your biggest disappointment of the year, or any biggest disappointment. It doesn't need to be in 2020. There's a lot of disappointments to be talked about in 2020.
Yeah.
But let's move on to another question. I have a spreadsheet here of questions, like random questions about movies.
All right.
That I
It
want
would be
to.
nice if you would let me know in the
Nah, nah, nah,
comments.
nah. I
Okay.
would. I need. That's the point. You're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
What movie from 2020 shouldn't be made?
Oof. Ava.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That well, let's just say that movie should at least be finished before put out for the audience to see. Yeah, I hated that movie. It was one of top two worst of the year. Uh, Look, you watched it with me. It's a
Yeah,
disaster.
it's a. But I wouldn't say it shouldn't be made. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be
of course.
made in a way it was made.
Yeah. That's why I said it should be finished. Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my number one worst movie of the year.
Well,
Then
we
let's
can
say
say it in three, two, one.
365
365 days.
DNI.
Or DNI, yes. Yeah, that movie is absolute disgrace to Hollywood, to Bollywood, to any woods.
The woods in front of my house,
Yeah,
everything.
it's a movie that nobody, absolutely nobody should like.
Yeah.
Nobody should watch. Nobody should made. It just shouldn't exist. Shouldn't exist. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And you know what? We are gonna talk about that reasons, because if we are not gonna talk about, people are gonna watch it. Don't
Yeah.
watch it. Spare your lives. Don't watch that movie. So, what is the biggest problem of 365 days, Matitz?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna leave you talking about the plot of the movie. I'm just gonna say that it was very. I'm not. I don't think I support the messages here. I don't think the morals are very clear, and like it's. I didn't know I'm gonna have to talk so much about the 365 days, but I mean, yeah, like it's a movie, so that's a plus.
Yeah, well,
Like, and
it
yeah,
has a 3-act story, so there is some way of saying that this is a movie. Unfortunately, it is a movie.
yeah, and somebody got at least paid.
Yeah,
So I mean, I'm happy for them
yeah,
to,
but
so
the
they're
thing
able
is,
to make a living.
actors shouldn't be paid for this movie because they read the script, and they should be like, you know what, we're not gonna make this movie because it's wrong to make this movie. So
Yeah,
let me talk about the plot a little bit. So,
great.
if you watched 50 Shades of Grey,
Mm.
imagine 50 Shades of Grey just without consent.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's pretty much what this movie is. The only thing that's kind of different, if you take consent away, is you've got this man, this Massimo is his name, like hunk of a man, like this tall, muscular, bearded guy who dreams about this girl that is from Czech Republic.
I think it's Poland. I
Or
think that
Poland.
he's Italian and she's from
he's
Poland.
Italian,
Yeah.
and he dreams about her, and he's like obsessed with her, and he tries to find it, and he somehow finds her. What he does is he kidnaps her because that's normal, and then he says, "You know what? I'm not gonna touch you. I'm not gonna kiss you. I'm not gonna do anything to you. But you have 365 DNIs or days to love me." There's no after, like, if you love me, he doesn't specifically says he's gonna kill her, but,
Yeah.
but that's it. Where the problems start is, you know how I said he's not gonna touch her, he's not gonna kiss her. Well, he does that, and he does that without consent. So he kind of rapes her a couple of times, I would say.
Yeah, it gets pretty violent. Like violent, he like grabs her throat. He starts like choking her whenever she says something that he's not pleased with. It's just a disgusting movie. It's disgusting movie, and then like. Of course, she starts falling in love with him, and it's kind of, and then we have like those glorified sex scenes in the movie that are so hot. Yeah, it's great. I'm so happy for them.
So
And
Matit just spoke about the second problem. She falls in love.
falls in love.
Falls in love. Yeah. And that's completely normal, of course. And we have to accept that. But the problem is, does she fell in love, I don't know. Because he has six-pack, he has a lot of money, or because she liked his dick. And then all of a sudden everything's okay. And then we have some more rape scenes, or they call it sex scenes in this movie, but I mean, let's call it what I call it. And then after only 6 or 9 days, something like that, she's like, I don't need 365 DNIs. I'm already in love. And then she dies.
Because we didn't mention that this guy, this Massimo fella, is a mafia man. He's a very well-known gangster, and he has a lot of
typical
enemies.
Italian. I mean, Italian guy with a lot of money, mafia, of course.
And it turns out that his ex-lover decides to pew shoots or kill this Laura main girl. And we have a very sad ending. Oh, spoilers, by the way. Oopsie. And I'm just waiting for the sequel.
We are gonna watch it for sure. But you shouldn't. Don't support movies like that. But unfortunately, like always, pieces of crap become successful. So that's 365 DNIs. It's called DNI, but I know it's really hard for English people to.
We were having a laugh when so many American channels were saying 365 DNI
because
it's 365 DNI.
Yeah, because that word means days in like all the Slavic countries, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Moving on. Let's move away from 365 craps. Even though we did make a video about most underrated movies of the year, but let's talk a little about them. There's, even though like we said, crappy year for movies in general. There's been a lot of movies that haven't been recognized or haven't been watched enough, in my opinion. So, what would you say? Like, tell me 5, even though I already know, but tell to the people who are watching this stream what are your most underrated movies that should be watched by everybody?
Wonder Woman for underrated.
Okay.
Look, it is what it is. Overlooked, Vivarium. I love Vivarium. That movie is so weird, and I know that a lot of people will just hate it because just watch it if you like weird movies. I mean, it's true. But I loved it. I loved the storytelling there, and it like we done the entire podcast about that movie, and we were talking about it. But like that was it's so it looks so good. The production design in that movie should be nominated for production design, but
Not
it won't be
gonna
recognized.
happen.
Yeah, they're not gonna recognize this movie because it's like it's invisible movie to them.
Yeah.
They won't even bother with it. But it looks so good. Like the look of this movie, it invites me. I just want to step into that world. Maybe not for real.
Well, I don't think about that.
because some weird shit happens there. But it's such a unique story. It could be like an episode of Black Mirror, actually,
Yeah.
or Twilight Zone. But I love the main two performances, Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots. I was telling Mario, like I love saying her name, Imogen Poots.
It's a interesting surname, yeah. That's
And I don't want to reveal too much about the movie, but definitely weird stuff starts happening, and there is something else added to this movie that becomes so unsettling and so creepy that I just want you to experience it for yourselves. It's such an awesome movie, and I will probably watch it after this stream ends.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything you said. It is a movie that majority won't enjoy just because how weird it gets. It starts kind of normal. You've got this couple who is trying to find a house, and they get to this agency who sells houses. And yeah, those houses are weird.
Yeah.
And they're actually throughout the movie you kind of find out they're not actually the only one who are in these houses, but there are like multiverse thing. Is very interesting, very intriguing, very weird at times, but like you said, amazing performances by Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots. And it's one of those movies that because it is out there and weird, people are like, nah, this is not for me. But just try and enjoy it. I mean, if you don't enjoy it, you're not gonna enjoy it. And if you don't like weird, this is not a movie for you. But I would say my pick, like for the most underrated movie, I mean, I made a list, so I would say let me just pick one. I would say, you know what, The Possessor, or is it Possessor or The Possessor? I think Possessor.
I think it's The Possessor Uncut.
Yeah, Uncut. Again, another quite weird movie, I would say. Not as much as Vivarium. I think Vivarium is on another level.
But Possessor is also very stylistic.
Yeah, very, very stylistic. It's about this secret agency who puts like this, I don't know, consciousness into another people to do something like, or just kill other people, or
for assassinations.
Yeah, assassinations and those type of things. Christopher Abbott is incredible in this movie. I think this movie, like Vivarium, is one of those that is gonna be completely overlooked by the award season in general. I think that cinematography, production design, acting in general is really awesome, and I like the plot of the movie, and everything at the end gets it pays off what you're seeing before. But it is a movie that it's not easy to watch because you have to be with the movie and not just like, it's not like I don't know, Fast and Furious. You can sit and don't think about anything and you're gonna enjoy it. It's a movie that you have to think and really appreciate and like really follow the story that you're gonna understand it at the end. But
Yeah, I definitely agree. I enjoyed the Possessor quite a bit. It wasn't in any of my lists because I think that you overall liked it much more than me.
mm,
But it is a weird movie, and David Cronenberg's son is the one who made it. And yeah, it's also very like we watched the uncut version,
mm.
and that was it's brutal.
Yeah,
Like if you
it is,
have
bro.
problems with violence in movies, maybe skip this one. But yeah, I don't know what more to say. It's like very like
Like imagine an assassin kind of a movie. I don't know which one. I let's say what is like I don't remember any assassin movies right now.
Ava.
Well, let's not Ava. I don't know. It's really hard to compare movies like that because it's so unique. It's not like very original. We had a lot of movies where you put consciousness into other people and they do things, but the way it's done and because of the brutality, it is like unique and what and how the thing is what I really like that even though there was another consciousness in a person, that person's body was trying to fight this consciousness to take
Yeah, I like that. That was the good part of the movie. Yeah.
that it's trying to take back its like his own consciousness. I think I said it right. And I think that I really like that concept of who's more powerful, how to blah 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 things. So awesome. I think the Possessor. I liked it more than you did. That's
Mhm.
sure. That's for sure. But it's one of those that it's really underrated in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah. And also, let's talk about Spontaneous. We
Oh yeah,
also
let's talk
we
about
were
Spontaneous.
big fans of that one. Also, a very unique movie, super weird. Like we watched so many weird
Yeah, but
movies
that's
this year.
only the one
The
aspect of
concept,
that movie is weird.
yeah.
Everything else is completely normal.
And we can talk about that little aspect because it's in the trailers. It's the plot of the entire movie. Like people in this high school just start exploding.
Yeah, it's like The Boys.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. So yeah, kids are exploding, and we have this main character played by Catherine Langford, right?
Yeah, and the other one
Why,
is
why am I? Why
Josephine.
am I? Yeah, okay, Catherine Langford.
Uh,
Is it Catherine? Why am
yeah,
I blanking right now?
yeah, Catherine
Okay,
Langford. Yeah, and Jesse
and
Plummer. Charlie.
Charlie Plumber.
Why did I say
Oops.
Jesse?
So yeah, they're in this movie. They work great together. Their chemistry is on point, and it's so much fun. It has a great sense of humor.
Mm.
Like we didn't know any. Like we went into this movie not knowing anything
Yeah,
about the
completely blank.
story, and like in the first minute we were like, oh, okay, and we were having a blast with this movie. This is
I
so
haven't
good.
seen the trailer. I didn't know anything about this movie.
Yeah.
I think like I watched a YouTube video that somebody recommended this movie, and I was
Mhm.
like, ah, okay, Catherine Langford, yeah, she was in Knives Out. Let's put it on, and we were like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is awesome, and I do understand if the weirdness, the exploding bodies doesn't work for you, but it's the way it's done in this movie, it seems completely normal. It's like this disease that came and now everybody's exploding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so good, and it has like it becomes like very like real and heartwarming.
Mm.
Like the movie is very just like, and I was so impressed with Catherine.
Like for
It still feels weird. It still feels just a second. I gotta make sure.
yeah, it's Catherine Langford.
Yeah,
The from 13 Reasons Why and
yeah, I know.
Cursed. Yeah, Catherine Langford. Uh, and also Charlie
It is.
Plummer, not Jesse Plummer.
Yeah.
He's amazing as well. The only thing that I don't like about this movie is the poster. The poster is
Oh,
shite. I mean, Jesse Plummer looks so like photoshopped on Catherine Langford's head.
Charlie Plumber.
Jesse. Oh, I said, why am I saying Jesse Plummer? Who's Jesse Plummer?
From I'm thinking of ending things.
No, that's Jesse Plemons.
Oh,
That's not
who's
Jesse
Jesse?
Plummer.
Who's Jesse Plumber?
I want to know who Jesse Plummer is. Anyway, Charlie Plummer, I think he's amazing. And there, I'm not gonna spoil it. There's this moment that happens, and Catherine Langford's performance. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, whoa, awesome, awesome, awesome things. And somebody said 10 hours later. Well, I don't know
Oh,
what that
nice.
means, but
Is
yeah,
that a movie?
welcome, Azan.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah, we want to know what that means in the chat. But yeah, let's talk about another underrated movie, Black Bear.
Yeah.
Another Christopher Abbott
Oh, yeah,
movie,
that's right.
starring also Aubrey Plaza, that
Mhm.
yet again is gonna be forgotten by the Academy.
Oh, yeah. She's so good.
Yeah,
She's so good.
she's amazing, and Sarah Gaden.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this one, the way it's structured, it's gonna take you a while probably to really understand it.
Yeah.
Because it does confuse a bit at the beginning. Like you're like, wait, what? I was just like watching this thing happening, and now there are different characters. But at the end, everything makes sense. But the performances in this
Does
one,
it?
yeah, I mean, it does for me.
Okay.
It does for me. Even though it is a vague ending, especially when Aubrey Plaza looks directly in the camera, and you're like, is she in a movie within a movie, or is she just crazy bitch? But yeah, I love that movie. It's on my top 10 list of the best movies of 2020. So amazing stuff, amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely. I was so blown away by her performance, and I knew that she can do stuff like so good stuff like Iris Goes West. Uh, she was great in that movie also, but this is like a really good like dramatic performance. Like, and she has some really tough scenes and like very vulnerable scenes, and she nailed it. Like, I would definitely put her in the best actress category.
Yeah, for
Most
sure.
definitely. She's
No,
so
we
good.
are gonna put Amanda Seyfried there. And
But she's supporting. She's supporting.
well, uh,
We're gonna put Meryl Streep there. That's for
yeah.
sure.
Talking about Amanda Seyfried, let's talk about the
You should have
most.
left.
Yeah, no, but let's talk about most overrated movie of 2020.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most overrated movie of 2020?
Yeah, it's gotta be Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Oh no, that was a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's Mank. We know it.
Yeah, it's simple. It's just Mank. It wasn't what we expect. I kind of
Yeah,
expected that it's gonna be something like that, but I didn't expect that a Fincher movie is gonna be
yeah.
like
So
so
like,
like
blah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not Mank. It's Mank.
Yeah, it's Mank. Uh,
Mank.
I don't know. It's the first Fincher movie that I'm gonna say, yeah, I don't want to see that again.
Oh no, there's also Alien 3, so
Oh,
it's
I
not.
haven't seen Alien 3, so that's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Mank didn't. I mean, yes, it looks beautiful. Cinematography should be like top things.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
it's directed really well. I'm not saying that. David Fincher did an
Mm.
amazing job with that. But
Hmm.
I feel when I look back at it, it doesn't really have a story. We're just.
Oh no, it does have a story, but it's very like it's just a movie about people, just like being Hollywood people, and just like
Yeah, that's right. That's boring.
yeah, it didn't really work for us. And yeah, it's fine. It has a lot of fans like the movie, and it is a movie about filmmaking, and we are very interested in filmmaking.
Yeah.
But it was just, it was Mank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just disappointing. Is there any other overrated movies of
Over,
2020?
overrated movies
Yeah,
now.
is there a movie that you would say? I mean, we
Bro,
just.
bro.
Which
Yeah,
one?
say. No, I wanted to say there are definitely movies that are
Yeah, I
fine.
would say Soul.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, they're saying this is a Best Picture winner. I wouldn't even consider it a Best Picture nominee.
yeah. Me neither. Because like, look at other like animated Best Picture, like Up,
Mhm.
great, fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Toy Story 3, amazing. And then Soul, like, but you didn't nominate Inside Out or like Spider Verse or like what's or Coco, like
Yeah.
Coco. beautiful.
Yeah. Or
I love
was
the movie.
Finding Nemo not? No, it wasn't for Best Picture.
I don't know. It was. I think it was only two.
Yeah.
Like, oh, was it Wally? Was Wally
No,
nominated?
I don't
No.
think. I think it was only Toy Story 3 and
Yeah, because Up was the first animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture,
yeah,
and Wally came out 1 year before that.
yeah,
So
yeah, something like that.
Up and Toy Story 3, and those are great. I don't think I would. It's like so. I don't want to talk like that because then people will think that I'm like hating on this movie.
Yeah, we don't hate it.
Because we have movie reactions on our channels and we had a blast. Like
Yeah.
we were enjoying it. But when the movie ended, I was like, oh, that's it. Like,
And did you hear there was a different ending there?
oh yeah, I can only like imagine what it
Yeah.
was.
I don't want to spoil this movie for you because it's been like only 5 days, but yeah, there was a different ending for it, and I think it would make it better if you ask me.
Yeah.
But like you said, we don't hate this movie. We like this movie quite a bit. But the problem is, if we compare it to other similar movies, or let's say Pixar movies, we are like, you know what? That's like somewhere in the middle. I like
Like how many? 25 or 26 Pixar movies out there?
something.
And I don't think I would put it in like top 15.
Yeah, me neither.
Kind of like, which is kind of rough, yeah.
Yeah.
You said you want to talk about some more overhyped movies. Let's talk about The Old Guard.
Oh my. We watched so many movies this year, like together, like via not streaming, but in the same way we are now streaming, and
Yeah, over the
Discord and these things.
yeah, over Discord, yeah.
And Old Guard was like, oh my gosh, Charlize Theron, action-packed comic book thingy. Everybody's hyped for it, and the reviews were amazing. Well, we were like,
Yeah, we were watching this movie. We were like, this is like poorly acted at times. It's kind of weirdly paced, and it at times looked like the budget didn't like wasn't consistent throughout. Like I don't know, it was weird. Like it was a weird movie, and also like yeah, the action is cool. Like, but it's weird. It's poorly paced movie. I don't know. It was. It
yeah,
wasn't.
I honestly don't understand what is so good about it.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Do I want a sequel? I guess if it's better than this was, but I don't feel any connection to any of the characters. I don't want like more of Chiwetel Ejiofor because he was kind of useless in this movie. Yeah, Charlize Theron is awesome. I will never say otherwise, but yeah, it's kind of like yeah. I don't understand what's the hype behind this movie, but a lot of people were like, "This is incredible." Yeah, I guess it is. But yeah, another movie. It's I wouldn't say overhyped, but I would say it got much better reviews that we both feel it deserves. Greyhound.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's 1 hour and like 40 minutes of just submarine blabber.
Yeah,
And Tom Hanks yelling.
it's so technical, and when Tom Hanks wrote the screenplay, it's just a movie. Like I bet that the ship drivers, the ship captains will love it.
I guess.
That's technical jarble throughout this movie. Yeah, you put it on this many knots and like reverse so many degrees, and it's
I mean, this movie is like on the board. Then Tom Hanks goes to the other side of the ship. Off the board.
yeah, we have the 6-9er southbound. It's on fire. What did
A
you
big
say?
wave is coming.
Yeah, and the backgrounds, I didn't like how they looked. It looked like a PlayStation 3 graphic.
Yeah. CGI was kind of bad.
Yeah, it really wasn't anything. It was like it was already poorly written. I would say no shade thrown at Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is like national treasure, but
Yeah, but it was kind of like, yeah, okay, we get like the first 3 minutes of the movie. Okay, he has a wife, so we are kind of attached to him. But it was kind of like that's what you're gonna begin your movie with. It's such like standard, and I don't.
It kind of reminded me of Midway.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
CGI bad in both movies. A lot of jibber jabber that doesn't make sense in
Mhm.
both movies.
But you know
Characters
what?
that yeah.
Midway was at least like hilariously made.
Well, yeah, it's so shit that you can
Yeah.
enjoy it for how shit it is. But yeah, I mean, if you have any like overrated, underrated movies, let us know in the chat. We're gonna continue to the most boring movie of 2020.
Oh, no, what are you doing?
And
Oh,
I have the answer immediately.
I would need to think about who's boring. What, Mank? What, are you gonna say Mank?
No, it's Rebecca.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know
Or the
what?
lie. The lie was also
Nah, 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 nah.
boring.
That was funny because so many times they opened the door so many times that you could have a drinking game there. But
Yeah.
oh my gosh, Rebecca is has proven that you don't remake a movie that Hitchcock already made.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you've got Army Hammer and Lily James,
Really.
and I was flabbergasted how boring this movie is. It's nothing is happening.
It's so poorly paced that what is it, like 2 hours?
it, it felt like 6 hours.
It felt like I was sitting there 2 weeks watching this movie. It was just like, oh, Army Hammer in his mustard suit walking around and
he,
driving.
he had the same suit for the whole movie.
Yeah, and it was like too big of a suit. He felt like a little man in it. Giant people
he,
with like
he looked
2 meters.
like a walking mustard banana.
Yeah, like walking diarrhea. And it's just like it takes so long to get to the story, and because I didn't watch the original one, I had no idea about the story,
Yeah, me
and I
neither.
was like, "Oh, we are finally like when something started happening, and they came to this big castle thingy, or is it like manor? This big manor
Yeah.
that is in Army Hammer's family. Like he lives there." Uh, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a haunting movie. She's gonna see some ghosts. Yeah, no, she's just gonna walk around this big manor, and it's
The
like
funny thing is, you remember the scene that she stumbles upon that weird, creepy guy.
in the woodshed on the beach.
Yeah, so random. And the funny thing about this movie is the biggest like conflict of this movie is when Lily James destroys a porcelain set of like the
I can't, e-
figurines.
I can't even remember that.
I mean, like Army Hammer's ex-wife in the movie, and it was like making these porcelain figurines or whatever,
Oh yeah,
and
okay,
Lily
yeah, yeah.
James,
And she hid it in like some
yeah, and
drawer.
Lily James stumbles upon in a room that she wasn't allowed or whatever, and she like cracks one of them or whatever, and then everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, we need to find a glue master." Who's gonna put those pieces back together? I mean, it's so dumb.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I mean, probably the most boring movie I've
I have
seen.
it. I have another one of those boring
Oh,
movies.
let me hear. Let's see it.
Midnight Sky.
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. It's really
Yeah.
recent. It came out like 2 days ago,
It came out on the 23rd, yes, 1 week ago.
1 week ago, and I feel like I'm still watching it.
Yeah, it never ended. Yeah, I would say that George Clooney's beard is killing it in that movie.
He has a better beard than I do, so
He gets a lot of ice into that beard. But uh, overall, just such a like, what was that? Like, we figure out the twist immediately,
yeah.
and it was very like what's happening there, like we have to go from one place to another, and then we are on that big space station, and
And when you have a movie about space and post-apocalyptic times,
Post-apocalyptic.
what did I say?
Apocalyptic or something like that. I don't know.
Well, you know what I mean. Things, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that could be awesome!" And then the best thing that happens is George Clooney has a transfusion for 50 times, and you're
There is
like,
one good scene in the movie.
"Yeah, well, there." And some of the visuals are quite awesome, but overall, it's such a shitty movie. I mean,
Hmm.
is there any other boring movies that we've seen?
Oh, there must be, and I'm gonna look for it right now because there were like boring, boring. Give me boring. Come on, I'm looking through my list.
Well,
Give me.
I have one. The Last Days of American Crime,
But that was just like dumb and poorly made.
but boring as well. A
It
movie
was
that's
boring.
been like, what? It's like 2 hours and a half long or something like that.
Yeah, that's a long
And I
movie.
felt like I was watching Zack Snyder's Justice League 14 times in a row. And
And you know what?
still,
Like when you hear like an action movie directed by Olivier Megaton, your biggest fear would be like the action is gonna look poor, and that's not even the biggest
yeah.
problem here. It was like, yeah, that's by far the best that he has directed, but the story of this is like, yeah, we are preparing for like this big heist, but we are preparing for it for like 3 hours, and we're seeing like Sharlto Copley like walking around the place, and I'm like, what is Sharlto Copley doing in this movie? Like, does he know Olivia, or like, are they like brother-in-laws?
I mean,
But
yeah, it was so weird, like, and so boring. Thank God it's on Netflix and nobody's gonna see it.
yeah,
So, did you find any other boring movies of 2020?
and Vellum.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say it's boring. I
Okay.
wouldn't say. It's just watching people eat is so fun.
Yeah, yeah. Watching people taking the telephone calls in their office is so fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
and being like, and it's weirdly structured. And Antebellum is just, it's a weird movie.
I think I have another one. Let me. Oh well, Capone was kind of boring.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing I don't know Tom Hardy going through an existential crisis and then becomes a poopy baby at the end was kind of funny.
Also, Lost Girls and Love Hotel.
Why does Alexandra Daddario wants to be a whore?
That movie was. Oh, Blackwater. This was boring.
Yeah, kind of. Uh,
Yeah.
well, well, like you said, The Lie.
Hmm.
I mean, Opening Doors, the movie.
If I go back to disappointing movies, were we also already there? Did we talk
No,
about?
we talked about that, yeah. So you can.
Okay, okay, so I can say Train to Busan
Oh,
Peninsula.
yeah.
That was a disappointment.
I mean, the first one is so amazing, one of the best zombie movies ever, and then they make
Yeah.
Peninsula.
Hey people, hey, do you like CGI cars? Oh, you do? Oh, we have Peninsula for you. Have a
Yeah,
blast.
that's pretty much it. What that movie is.
Yeah.
Um, well, I mean, all they were not boring, but all the what is it? What's what's her name? I mean, she's so dumped that I don't even remember her name. She made 14 movies this year.
Oh, Bella Thorne.
Yeah, Bella Thorne. Every single
Yeah.
movie of hers is like, yeah, I don't like it. Move on.
Mm.
But I don't know if there's any. Oh, Wander. Don't
Yeah,
watch it.
wait. Definitely, yeah, one of those. Yeah, come on, let's just name some more movies because a lot of movies were boring here.
Made in Italy.
Oh,
It's really harsh for me to say that that movie is boring because I'm sure that Liam Neeson and his son that are in the movie going through pretty much what they did in their lives. I'm sure it wasn't easy, but oh my gosh, that movie was just boring. First of all, I don't think Liam Neeson's son, I don't know what's his name even, is a
William, listen, please.
he's a good actor at all. It's just boring. Made in Italy, yeah. Well, no,
Yeah.
thank you.
Arkansas was pretty boring.
Yeah, when you try to be a Tarantino movie and you don't succeed, well, yeah, you get Arkansas.
Then yeah, the rhythm section was boring.
It was so boring I couldn't finish it.
And
I have one more. Black Beauty.
oh yeah,
I mean, a movie about a horse.
and you just reminded me of another one,
Oh, really? Which one?
Ammonite.
Oh, this is gonna be a harsh one for a lot of people. We hated Ammonite.
Ammonite is one big, uneventful, just bore fest.
Yeah. I mean, why do I want to see a person collecting stones
Yeah, collecting fossils
Fossil. and then having sex with Saoirse Ronan?
and
Yeah,
uh,
not the
that one
best.
good yeah, where Saoirse sits on Kate Winslet's. Yeah, that's it.
Let's move on from boring movies. Let's move to the craziest movie you've seen this year.
What are these questions? Craziest movie of the year? I don't know. Scoop?
I know. I mean, I know the answer. I Spree. It's Spree.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
It's the
Sprees.
craziest and one of the best movies of 2020. Joe Keery being a weird killer in a Uber.
Yeah, and also a very underrated performance
Yeah,
by Joe Keery there. Like he's so good.
I mean, Joe Keery is mostly known for Stranger Things, and that's pretty much it.
Mostly known for Joe Keery is mostly known for Stranger Things.
And that's it.
Error, error.
I was waiting for another movie to pop in my head, but I was
Well,
like,
we can't even say free guy.
yeah, because it's been postponed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spree is crazy as hell, and I love it for that.
Yeah, I would say Spree. And then Jiu-Jitsu was pretty crazy. That boy was off the charts.
I mean, seeing GoPro action and then like people falling down with a GoPro.
Oh, I have another one.
Which one?
Vanguard.
Oh, but that's awesome. Vanguard, yeah, it's crazy, but awesome.
It's a crazy action movie.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
it's Chinese, right?
I think so, yeah.
It's Chinese production, and you know what? The story is pretty dumb. It's pretty terrible.
The story is not the point, that's the thing.
Storytelling isn't anything great here. Visual effects aren't best here, but you know what? It's so much fun. It's like it's a Jackie Chan action fun movie.
I
You
mean,
know you're gonna
he's fighting
you know
a
you're-
lion.
you're at the visual effects there on the Rogue level. And Rogue was also a crazy movie this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vanguard is it's that type of a Jackie Chan movie that you know that you're gonna have a blast with, and you know you're gonna get some good bloopers at the end. So
That's for sure.
forward.
So let's go from crazy to the most dumb.
Oh my god, the Craft Legacy. Let's say that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a movie where they turn a dickhead into a woke person, you know,
Yeah.
and I mean,
And because Oki turns gay all of a sudden, like, it's like-
I mean, it looks like
Wait.
all woke person people are gay, I guess. And who's the main villain? What's his name?
Company, David the Company.
I mean, him as a villain was just amazing.
Weird black hole eyes.
And like, the CGI at the end, like the way he was moving was like, so amazing.
Yeah, he just kind of like looks with black eyes, and at first he's transformed in somebody else, then he turns in David the Company of all people. It's great.
I have another dumb movie, Arch Enemy.
Yeah, but that was
I mean, what
So much-
we get Joe Manganiello for 1 hour and a half being drunk, and
I would say that was more of a dull movie, not
Yeah.
that dumb.
I guess so.
I will find you another dumb
Fat Man.
movies. Fat Man was dumb,
Yeah.
yeah, and dumb, but in a good way. Starring our one and only Bella Thorne. Babysitter 2. You
Oh, I
didn't
haven't
watch
seen
it.
it. Yeah.
I think that was a blast. That was so much fun. I know that a lot of people who actually liked the first one didn't really appreciate this one as much. I would say I actually really enjoy both of these movies equally. This one was a lot of fun, directed by McG. He found his passion,
Yeah.
those Netflix movies. But it's fun. I have to show you this movie someday because I think that you're gonna enjoy them.
So let's go from dumb to worst and best. Even though we made our videos for best and worst, or I didn't yet, I haven't yet, but I will. What would you say is the worst movie? We already talked about it. So it's 365 DNI.
Yeah. Is it the same for you?
Yeah. I'm gonna spoil you my video because I know you're not gonna watch it. So yeah.
Yeah, of course not. Would I? But yeah, this this is you said it. Yeah, and we talked about this movie extensively. Is that a word?
Excessively. I don't know.
Ex-
It's both. I
okay.
think you can use extensively and excessively as well.
Yeah, well, we talked about it. Yeah, and it's just wrong. It should never been made. And
Yeah, there's nothing else to add. And we're gonna be boring again with the best movie of 2020 because we have the same answer. Matits, take it away.
Sound of Metal.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember any dumb movie. So yeah, it's Sound of Metal. It's really good.
Yeah, no, and
It
just
touched us in all the right spots.
yeah, that's right. It's one of the most emotional movies that is not like emotional in like lovey-dovey way at all. You're just sad, and this sadness is the thing that makes this movie awesome. It's weird to say it, but yeah.
But yeah, but it's so like it's beautiful at the same time. It's a very fulfilling, and a lot of that goes to Riz Ahmed's performance.
I would completely agree with that.
I think that he's just so like he's like I don't even know how to speak about his performance in this. It's just so beautiful, and it's very subtle at times. And the movie just has beautiful ending, and it's like really this movie really did it for us.
Yeah, it's pretty much perfection. If I will always say there's not a movie that it's complete perfection, but this is as close as it gets, I would say. Yeah, we are done with movies. So let's, you know what, we have a little more time. What would you say is like, what series of 2020 shows would you recommend for people to watch?
Definitely watch Ozark.
Yeah.
That one we watched together, enjoyed. We Umbrella Academy really enjoyed. Another show, Undoing,
Yeah, Undoing
we
is
liked
good.
it a lot. I know this much is true. I really enjoyed it. Delivers like one of the best performances in the last years. Two of the best performances in the last year. What other shows? Like, help me out.
I would say The Boys. I love The Boys.
Really fun.
Yeah, The Mandalorian, of course. I'm not gonna say otherwise.
Sure.
I did like Defending Jacob more than you did.
Yeah, but it's still a well-made show.
I also would recommend you Hollywood. I think it's
Okay,
good.
didn't watch that. Yeah, didn't watch it.
What else is there? I mean, I watched. I mean, I just I'm like in the middle of Raised by Wolves. I don't know if I like that show at all.
I'm at like episode 5 and I'm stuck there.
It's weird, but not in a good way. And most of the story so far kind of doesn't make sense. But yeah, there. I mean, a lot of shows. We haven't seen Queen's Gambit. Everybody's raving about that.
Said I really liked Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I think we both really enjoyed Curse.
Yeah, sure. I watched the first episode and I was like, nope.
Yeah, that was that.
But yeah, there's a lot of things that People should watch series. I mean, television is right now probably at its peak, or maybe it's getting there in the next few
Peaky
years, especially
Hunters.
with HBO Max streaming services and all those things. Yeah, what did you say?
I like Hunters, Amazon
Oh yeah, I
show.
haven't seen that yet.
I think you would enjoy it. I thought it was very like. There were people that had a lot of problems with it, but it mostly worked for me. And Al Pacino is just great. Westworld, I like the third
Yeah,
season, even though
after the first season, I didn't see anything.
a lot of people were saying that the third season didn't do it for them. But I really enjoyed it. You watched Afterlife?
Yeah, Afterlife is amazing. Watch that. Watch that. Rick and Morty, just watch it. It's awesome.
Yeah,
uh,
I'm going through some more shows. I get
Me as well, but I can't find anything right now that I would say
yeah.
is
We
like.
were kind of disappointed with His Dark Materials season
Yeah,
two.
I like I said, I well, if you watch my channel, I made reactions for it, and it kind of feels that the Rona ruined the second season.
Mm.
But yeah,
I was very disappointed with Fargo season.
yeah, I was like, I watched the first episode, and I was like, nope, this I'm not gonna
Was
watch that.
very disappointed with Altered Carbon season two.
Yeah, I
Uh,
didn't even start it yet because I want Joel Kinnaman.
I am not okay with it. Pretty cool. I really enjoyed that one. I'm really sad that it got cancelled.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, and there's a lot of things, especially in 2021, that's coming out. All the Marvel shows, a lot of HBO Max things, completely new,
Mm.
original things that I'm sure we're gonna watch. Probably do a lot of reactions for it as well.
Some more recommendations with shows.
I don't have any more. I
I have
think.
Outsider. Outsider.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard
it's
about.
Stephen King show. I really enjoyed that one. HBO. Then Lovecraft Country. We all both watched. We're kind of like iffy in
Yeah.
time on it.
If you want a good documentary show, The Last Dance about Michael Jordan's journey is awesome.
Mm.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, like we said, television is like incredible right now.
Mm. Also, please watch Sex Education.
Yeah, I
Season two
haven't
was
seen that. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
shows. I went through all of them.
But yeah, let's end on a question that is, what do you want for 2021 in movies? Not in general, just let's leave it up to the movie topic.
I would like for Time to Die to come out.
Just that. You don't need any other movies.
Just please, let's start with that one, and then we can progress the two other ones.
Okay. And I will say, please open theaters. I don't want to see 90% of the movies at home. Even though, yes, it's nice to sit at home on a couch or like at a computer and watch it, but no, the best experience is still in the theater. Hopefully, studios will remember that and start putting movies back in the cinema, especially when all the vaccines and things that will push away this Rona bullshit, so that we are safe to go in the theaters. Of course, if it's not safe, I completely understand it, but hopefully the situation is gonna get better very soon. But there's no like real like vision when this is gonna be over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's gonna be it for this stream. Thank you everybody who watched it. Everybody in the chat, thank you Matisse for being here. Like I said, I think I'm gonna continue this streaming thing once a week, probably in 2021. Happy New Year, everybody, of course, and hopefully we get a lot of awesome movies in 2021. So that's gonna be it, and we will see you when we see you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.
New Year, guys.